we interrupt this program for the Sales Prevention Department. Every month, every single month, I have to do this. And I sometimes have fun doing this, but oftentimes I have fun here doing it, but I didn't have fun having my sales prevented by a company and a victim who I will share with you here today. Now, oftentimes I like these companies a lot. They're good to me, they have great products and services, but they could just do so much better. And I want to always make sure that as I do my ever-popular sales prevention department, we make sure that you don't have a sales prevention department in your business because, and I don't want you to raise your hand because I don't want to know if you do, right? But there's a good chance there's components of your business in which a sales prevention department exists, and that can't be the case today because we don't have a second chance to make a first impression. Would you agree? Okay, so my victim is, and I love Jeep, because I'm thinking about getting a new Jeep right now, but I went to the Jeep dealer. This is the Kendall Jeep dealer. Anybody live out in this area? It's the Kendall Jeep Chrysler dealer. Yeah, you. Good dealer, nice place, but it was a really kind of rocky experience, okay? Now, I love this Jeep. I'm looking at this Jeep Sahara Wrangler Unlimited. Do you guys like this truck? This is how I got the idea, by the way, to do our 2016 Renegade Jeep giveaway. I was in there and I'm like, Renegade Jeep contest. Today I'm going to be talking about referrals and loyalty programs, and it just all kind of went together when I was in the dealer. But this is the Jeep I want to get. I don't know if it'll be that color or the white one, but I went in there and they knew that this was the Jeep that I wanted. I didn't go in there saying, can you show me 18 Jeeps on the lot? I went in there saying, I love the Sahara Wrangler, I want to do a test drive. I'll check out the Cherokee too, but I really like this. It's different, it's classy looking, and it's Jeep. I've always had a luxury car. This is just, I don't know, change of pace. I have 2 kids now. They're not squeezing well into the Mercedes, so I'm really going against the grain here with the Jeep. Now, that said, I went in and did my test drive on Sunday. Isaac, before I had dinner with Isaac and his family Sunday, that was on the way over, I did the Jeep thing. And the guy who took me on my test drive, it was as if I asked him for his firstborn to take a test drive of this car. He was so mad that I was there. He was huffing and puffing the whole time. And I was very polite. This wasn't like I was making his experience bad. I just wanted to do a test drive. I guess he thought I was going to buy the car sight unseen. But I really wanted to do a test drive. Doesn't that make sense to want to do a test drive if you're going to buy a car? So the test drive went. The guy was all pissed off the whole time. Finally, we got it done. We went into the office and we went through everything. And he was running some numbers for me. And he just basically said, here's my card. And give me a call tomorrow. And that was kind of the whole process. Now, but I'm not done. Because one thing I'll say about these guys is they actually did a pretty good job with their phone follow-up. If you notice, a thing about, are there any car salesmen in the room? They're like phone sharks. They think that the only technology on the planet Earth is a telephone. They will call you 16 times a day to get an answer. It's as if this technology is the only thing out there. It's incredible. So they actually do a good job of being on the phone and following up quite a bit, but they do it so much it becomes annoying. So what are they not doing? They're not leveraging multimedia technology. Yes, I got a few emails, but I'm really just getting pounded on the phone about, we can do this, we can do that, what do you think of this, we can do this, are you going to buy it, end of the month. This is the big thing too, because here it is the end of February. The best deals are the end of the month, so they're always hustling for their reasons, not my reasons, right? So now when I do these sales prevention departments, it's very much about shifting the mindset to making your sales process less about you and more about your customer and your prospect. Because they're in it for them, they're not in it for your end of the month commission that you need to make. Would you agree? And that's pretty much what it's all about for them. So that over time starts to get a little, does this guy really care or does he just want to make the next sale to end the month, right? So now, do you think I received anything after my visit in the mail? I know this is a bit of a stretch. It's direct mail, it's expensive, and it's heavy today. But here's where I'm going with this because I want to tell you some things I would do if I was consulting this operation is I didn't get any specific email the next day about the car that I went in there to look at. Okay, now, what did I go in there to look at? I went in there to look at this. I didn't go in there to look at the whole fleet. I went in there to look at one thing. So what could have been done? Well, I wanted the Sahara Wrangler Unlimited, which I still do. Question is, will I still want to do it through them, right? But I still want it. Now, the very next day, I would have had a package out in the mail with the actual 2016 color, beautiful, glossy catalog of the Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. I had to track that catalog down through like 7 different channels of the building. Because I know what, you know me, I was getting the catalog if I was in there, but I had to fight for the catalog. Like they couldn't find it. But I would have had a letter in the mail the next day, and I would have had the catalog inside the letter, and maybe it's a $3, $4, $5 package that I would have sent to the customer. Would that have wowed me? Of course it would have. And they also know that I wanted to test the Sahara Wrangler. That would have been an amazing thing to do. Now, on top of that, my emails would have been crafted towards the experience inside of the Sahara Wrangler. Mr. Cass, we know you drove the Wrangler. What did you think? We'd love to get your feedback. This is a car that has benefit, benefit, benefit. I didn't get any of that either, right? Nothing at all. Now, a lot of you are in the business of selling face-to-face, yes? How many of you, by the way? Okay. Now, I was with a client the other day, and he said, he's a lawyer, and he said, I know that I have about an 80 to 90% closing ratio if I can get a prospect into my office to sit in front of me and have a conversation with me. I know for a fact that car dealers, if they can get somebody to come onto the lot, go into an office, sit down and drive a car, that is their greatest, highest quality prospect on the planet. Would you agree? So you have to, in your business, whether it's a person coming on a webinar, whether it's a person coming onto your lot, coming into your office in person, there has to be some sort of leverage point that goes off. And it's like a ding ding, it's almost like a dog bell that goes off, and it says to you, this person has stepped over the line where I know they are the best quality prospect in the world, and I need to move mountains to impress them and be in front of them. And I can't just shoot them an email, and I can't make 16 phone calls before noon. I have to be a little bit different, a little bit more sophisticated, and I have to show up a little bit different than everyone else does. Right? And that was me. I was the person that went onto the lot, drove 35 minutes to get there, and I hate going anywhere nowadays because of traffic and dealing with people who are upset that I'm inconveniencing them by wanting to give them business, right? I don't want to deal with any of that today. So we have to figure out what are all the steps we can put in place to impress the daylights out of a customer who has taken the biggest step of all by showing up in person, onto a telephone consultation, but onto these lots is the biggie. And really at this point, all I got was an email and a phone call follow-up. Because what are they doing? They're looking for the next one. They want the next victim. They're running the numbers, which is okay, but they're not developing the customer. So it's really a perfect segue into what we're going to cover here today about figuring out what is that leverage point in the business where you know your closing ratio. And I don't mean that in an aggressive way. I just mean a decision. Where is your decision point? Right? Where is the highest opportunity for you to get a decision? Most likely for them it's live. For some of you it might be a telephone call. For some it might be an opt-in to a website. Somebody watched a webinar, watched a video, and boom, we need to do something different, outrageous, and totally unique to make sure that person gets to a decision process. Otherwise we lose them today. And they go on to 10 other things, they get distracted, and they're gone. So don't just invest in the relationship. Don't just invest in the advertising, invest in the relationship. Right? So they invested in me to get me there, but they're not investing any further in the relationship to keep me in the game and to make me become a buyer and a long-term customer. Now, later in the day when we loop into referral programs and how to use loyalty programs and incentives, you'll see some amazing ways how you can take your existing customer base and literally multiply them. Times 2, times 3, times 4 because of what you can do to incentivize them to refer more business to you. So my question to you, and you all know the answer, you don't have to tell me, is are you guilty of not doing enough before and after the sale? And only you know the answer to that question.